So, let's see. Okay. So you can see some of these guys having battles already, and they're getting ready. And you can see, obviously, slightly different map. Less green. Or, they're still green, but it's less green. But you can see here all the pies, or the bread set up showing the various sections here. A little bit of practice going on here. Commentator Spartan in there as well. So obviously a shout out to fellow commentators. Always good to see them here in Napoleonic Wars. So let's see. 4-2 with Wasty. Now let's see. We'll just turn off the overlay and get into the game and find out what these guys are up to. And there's Hawkins. And Hawkins again, and Toucan fighting it out. Good stuff indeed. Watching these guys go toe-to-toe. Oh, until Hawkins got unfortunately murdered. Oh dear, more murdering is occurring. And there we go. We should be ready to go soon, I think. I think it's fair to say some of them are underway. Here's Gottfried and Colonel Anthony of the AEF continuing their battle from previously. Look at that. Find smoke or some sort of effect. A little bit of pop in, but never mind. Look at these two guys going ham as Yoshi gets killed by Spartan. So let's see. Oh dear, poor old Colonel Anthony. 2-0 in favour. And then Colonel Anthony spawns almost immediately. And is ready to fight. Don't revive. Understandable. So we move over here to see more battling going on. There's Toucan fighting out with Hawkins. A fine battle over here in Section 5. Look at these guys. Locked in mortal combat. Each 17-incher in hand. Of course, those bayonets. Look at this. These two guys really, really going ham. Fantastic to watch. And oh, he's got to be careful. He's got it blocked in the corner. Oh, that's going to be a problem for Toucan. He's taken a bit of a stab now. And now this is an opportunity for maybe Hawkins to push the advantage. We'll have to wait and see. And now you can see here. Oh, goodness me. Down goes Toucan. An opportunistic stab there. 5-3 in favour of Hawkins against Toucan. And GG's. Seawater fighting against Wasty. And over here we have Fireboy working against Chamber EXE. Doesn't she look lovely? And fine melee work from both these guys as Seawater and Wasty continue their battles. So looks to be about 1-1 by the looks of it there, based on the bodies. Let's go down to another section, down here on Section 3. We shall find out. Here is Gottfried. And you can see there, I reckon it's 1-1 at the moment. Equal bodies as these two commanding officers fight it out. Anthony of the AEF and Gottfried of the 98th. So you can see these two guys going as best ham as they can. Look at that, a bit of a dodge outside there. Oh, fantastic. Hello, Archer. How you doing? Oh, my goodness. Look at this. As these two guys fight it out. Hot Colonel on Colonel action right now. As you can see, these two guys going in. The blocking's fantastic. Now, he's got to be careful because he's going to try and push him up maybe against the fence. They've got to watch out for a rogue kick. Just in case that tries. What is he doing? Digging for worms? It looks like that could be a problem if he doesn't get it. Oh, look at that. That was a turn on the inside. Tried to cycle in behind him and get a stab from behind. But sadly, it does not appear to be. These two commanding officers. Oh, look at that. The stab into his knee. That could be a moment. Anthony could be in trouble. We'll have to wait and see how this goes for him. Look at that. These two guys locked together, fighting for the advantage. Look at this. Granted, you always want to be careful when fighting a man in a kilt. Oh, look at that. The war cries in there as well. They're really getting into it, these two. They're loving it right now. And so are we, as we continue to see these two guys fight it out. Look at that. Goes in for a quick turn. Oh, look at him. He's blocking it through the front there as best he can. And another turn on the block. And look at that. Fantastic stuff to watch. You guys, oh, I really thought that was going to be a stab. Oh, heavens above. What's going on here? As there we go. Wasty kills Seawater. And look at this. 5-4 between Wasty and Seawater. Those two guys were incredibly well matched. Turned out to be a very, very close battle. Look at this. Oh, and the stab into Anthony. Wow, 3-1 right now. Fantastic stuff. Oh, Panky. Hello. So, back they come. In for more stabby goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Colonel Gottfried and Colonel Anthony. And they continue where they left off. So you can see bodies still littering the area. And there's nobody else around right now. It's literally these two guys, all on their lonesome, facing each other in mortal combat. Fantastic to watch, I have to say. Really enjoying this display of skill, which, let's face it, in Napoleonic Wars is... Commanding officers are not always known for it. They're predominantly known for catching cannonballs with their face and usually dying within the first minute of any round. But, you know, apparently these two guys are the exception to the rule. That was a little bit of a stun there as he tried to get in on the inside. And you can see now the Jolly Canadian, the admin, is setting up other battles as well. As these two guys, we are literally transfixed by the battle between these two guys. God, their wrists must be aching. Yeah, okay, we're on the internet, so we probably shouldn't actually have that discussion. But look at these two guys. Literally, it's like a dozy-do. They're cycling around each other to get that all-important stab. Maybe get in for a quick block and try and stun their opponent if they possibly can. That stun could give them the advantage that they need for the last moment. As these two guys continue to fight it. Oh, look at that. That was very close to being stabbed in the bottom. Oh, that could have been very, very nasty for his opponent. As Anthony could have been stabbed unceremoniously. Look at this. And you can see them pausing literally almost for a breath. As these two guys continue to fight it out. There's Gottfried. There we go. He goes in, gets up a bit close and personal. And going in for that stab. And they kept back off again. And they go in, look at that kick. He's going to try and get the kick if he can. Wonder if he's going to try and backing up against the fence to see if he can force him. So he doesn't have any opportunity to reduce the distance between them. Or at least extend the distance between them, I should say. There we go. Nice block coming in. Oh, look at that. He went behind for the stab. Oh, got a very important stab onto Anthony. Now, let's just see Anthony turning around, trying to get that all-important stab onto his enemy now. Whether or not we'll have to see if Gottfried is trying to... Oh, look at this. Pausing, moving out. And look at this. Oh, my goodness. We've got an audience. We've got an audience of watching these two guys fight it out, which is just glorious. Absolutely fantastic to see as these two guys continue. Anthony and Gottfried. Fantastic to watch these guys. The cheerleaders over there as well. And look at these two guys. Absolutely brilliant display of melee skills in two very finely matched or closely matched commanding officers of this of both of these North American regiments. And this is what Napoleonic Wars is about. This level of skill. This is why people love Mount and Blade and Napoleonic Wars. It takes a serious amount of skill. Oh, he gets a stab into Gottfried. Could this be the turning point for Anthony? We'll have to wait and see. Look at that cheerleading at the back coming in as well. Oh, fantastic. Look at this. Oh, this is amazing. And they say, get to your arenas. They want to sit and watch. Oh, dear. This is fantastic as Now you can see them fighting away, as this is just absolutely brilliant. Oh dear. Oh, fantastic. Oh, what's going on here? Somebody's got in on the battle. That's going to be a problem as Anthony is moving up against Gottfried. And you can see them pausing to let the guy get out of the area. And now you can see them fighting away as these two guys doing a fantastic job. Look at this. This is going on. This is going on for a while. God in heaven, whoever finally wins this, this will be a battle of titans, without a doubt. And sadly, there can only be one winner as far as these two guys are concerned. But holy crap, what a battle. And I'm so glad we've actually managed to catch a lot of this. Oh no, what's going on? So, we continue to watch it. Look at these guys. Fantastic fighting going on between both of these boys. Gottfried and Anthony. Commanding officers both. Oh, very good. That was very close to being a stab on the side there. And look at them going in. Trying to go and get that very important stab. That's going to give them a slight advantage. Oh, Gottfried. Gottfried with a stab on the side of Anthony. 4-1. Oh, wow. Holy crap. That went on for a damn long time. That was so close. That could have gone either way. And they're back at it yet again. And as you can see, the audience is enjoying it. So you can see there NR8, Wasty, Yoshi, Kucherov and Spartan all watching. And there we go. Anthony killed by Gottfried. That could be it. 5-1. Gottfried versus Anthony. But holy crap, what a battle to get to that point. That was impressive, I have to say. Very impressive indeed. Over here on section 5, we have the duel between Chamber EXE and... Nope, somebody else, because the camera has just moved. So there's Ghost Rider. And here's Rune. And look at that, the way the camera literally just jumps to somebody else. Fusilier Winters of the NR8 fighting his opponent. See what I mean? Ghost Rider. Maybe it's just the mouse. Is it? See what I mean? There's Winters. So it's Ghost Rider and Winters fighting against each other. We move over here to Risk, who's currently risking all up against Rune. Battle of the R's. Here's Am I Ranger fighting Serwall. There's a name I recognise. So we'll look over on the other sections, and pretty much it's all these sections here that are still fighting. Who's these fellows over here? Here's Vetro G. Oh, look at that. Fantastic melee work coming in. As here's Fotin fighting Fotin, I suppose, from France. Look at these guys. They are literally nose to nose. How close they are. Oh, look at that. He dived inside and stabbed him. 2-1 in favour of Fotin. And there at that, Winters with a stab into Ghost Rider. And of course the Wilhelm scream that we've all become associated with Napoleonic Wars. There's Gottfried, and he's going up against Kucherov. That should be an interesting battle. As we move over to section 4, here's Wasty and Yoshi. Wasty and Yoshi fighting it out. Look at these two fellows doing a great job. Oh, look at that. He got a stab into him, and he managed to block it out of the way very quickly. That could have been the problem. He's got him up against the wall. Goes in for the stun and the stab. Lovely combination there by Wasty. That means Yoshi's going to be bleeding pretty profusely. One stab is probably all it'll take to finish him off. And he's got to look for that opportunistic stab. Wasty got to be careful not to overreach his position, and that's why Yoshi got the kill. So, Kucherov with a little bit of smack talk in the global chat. All these guys joshing each other all over the place. We move over to Rune and Risk as these two guys continue to fight it out. I'd say 3-2. Yeah, 3-2 in favour of Rune. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, goodness me. Down goes Risk. 4-1, actually. So it was 3-1 in favour of Risk. So here we move over. Here is Ghost Rider. Fighting. Oh, look at that. Stabbed into Winters. And Winters failed. At the same time as Yoshi falls as well. So they go 1-2. So starting to tie up. So that's definitely improved. Who's this man? There's Wasty waiting. Here's Gottfried. Going up against Kucherov. Look at this as these two guys fight it out. Oh dear. Oh no. That's a tad unfortunate. And here is Fota against Vetro G. Oh, Vetro G gets hit by Fota. Lovely stab into him, but then he stabs back into his opponent. And look at this. Fotan's in danger of being pushed up against the wall and murdered. He is murdered. Look at that. Petro G 5-2. I do love the GGs afterwards as well. Intensely competitive, but still respectful at the end of it. With a little bit of smack talk and a little bit of fun and games all the way through. So, here you can see. There goes Kucherov. Failed by Gottfried. 1-1. And please bear in mind, oh, thank you, Nick Hockey. Nick 80 Hockey for following. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. So, now we see here Wasty and Yoshi fighting it out, or Yoshi. At the same time as Kucherov and, of course, Colonel Gottfried of the 98th. Look at that fine stab. I have to say, this is probably one of the most impressive commanding officers at melee that I have actually seen in Napoleonic Wars. This is impressive stuff. And Wasty currently 2-3. So that's turning out to be quite the battle as well. And obviously it's going to be a lot closer as they get higher up and into the more, what's the word, the difficult players. You know, the more closely matched they are, the closer it will be with respect to the battles. And 5-4 GG there by Winters. And 2-1 in favour of Gottfried. So Colonel Gottfried doing a good job right now of showing off the skills of the 98th. Look at that. He dives. His opponent dives straight in there, Kucherov. As Yoshi gets murdered. 3-3, Yoshi and Wasty. So that's a very, very close thing right now. And I think that's pretty much all of them there. Here comes Yoshi. Doesn't she look buxom? Oh, there we go. There's Serwal. Let's see. So, Yoshi comes charging in, goes in for a quick stab almost immediately. And we're now watching Wasty and Yoshi go up against each other as opposing forces over there. Of course, the commanding officer of the 98th continues to litter the battlefield with bodies, courtesy of some fine bayonet and stitchy work. So, look at this, Yoshi fighting together against, obviously, Wasty. Oh, Wasty. Lovely stab into Yoshi there. Caught him on the side. A roundabout attack. And now Wasty is one kill away from progressing to the next part of the competition. However, standing between him and success will be Yoshi. Now, if Yoshi gets a kill, then it's going to be 4-4. And it's going to be down to a Oh! Okay, well, that was unexpected. Don't know what Wasty was doing there. Maybe if caught... Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. 4-4. I think Wasty literally may have been distracted by something shiny. And his opponent punished him with a stab to the head. And here we go. This is it between Yoshi and Wasty. 4-4. And so this is the deciding kill that will decide who moves over to the next part of the competition as far as these guys are concerned. And look how close these guys are getting. The blocking that's occurring, the stabs are going in as they're trying to make sure that they block at the right height. Obviously, you can see them blocking top and blocking middle. Oh, stabbed into Wasty. What a kill by Yoshi. Fantastic stuff. Rip Yoshi. Or rip, I should say, for Wasty. So, fantastic kill there by Yoshi. Very, very close battle between him and Wasty. Fantastic stuff to see. Oh, it's Colonel Gottfried again, up against Kucherov. And there we go. These two guys, the remaining numbers, fighting the battle out. Look at this. There's Kucherov going in for a quick stab attempt. A quick stab and a grab. Oh, there's Kucherov. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Look at this commanding officer. Oh, Gottfried. Killed by Kucherov. Oh, wow. Let's see. 2-4. Holy crap. Look at that. Gottfried just needs one kill and he can move on to the next part. Kucherov's up against it. Look at that. You can see Gottfried move away from his opponent just to give him a bit of distance. You can see the middle block there, obviously looking for an opportunity. This is his opponent. Kucherov goes in. A little bit of maybe try for a bit of a side stab, but it's getting blocked and parried away by his opponent. And he knows, obviously, this opponent is a tough nut to crack, so to speak. And literally, he's walking through knees, up to his knees in bodies around him right now. Oh, that was a very important stab there. That was a very important stab into Gottfried, taking him into the knee there. And you can see him trying to get underneath that blocking position of his opponent's musket to try and just at least get a little bit of a stab if he can get it into the... get it in. Oh, look at that. Gottfried has just been hit a couple of times. This could be an unfortunate situation for him, but we'll have to wait and see how things are going. Oh, fantastic stuff between these two teams. Two guys even. As now you can see, he starts to back off a little bit. Reset the battle. And Kucherov now goes back in for the charge, and look how close these guys are right now. The blocking back and forth. They're parrying away, and they want to get in for that all-important stab. Now, obviously, the advantage Kucherov has is his opponent's been hit a few times on the knee, which means he's going to have lower health, which means Kucherov probably has the advantage, and down goes Kucherov. Whoa. Gottfried with a brutal murder. 5-2. Holy crap. Yeah. Not much to say about that, really, but oh my goodness. Gottfried. Wow. Pretty damned impressive, boys and girls. Pretty damned impressive. So, Vetro versus God will be going in A1. Here. As we pause to wet our whistles, because otherwise our throat will dry out. There we go. And in section A2 will be Hawk versus Yoshi, or whatever the hell you want to call him. And Matt versus Winters will be in section A3. And we will have Rune versus Wall in section A4. And they may get underway almost immediately. So there's Hawkins and Yoshi. There's Vetro G waiting for his opponent. And in, Winters and Matt go up against each other. And there's Rune and Sirwall. Look at these guys, fantastic. Oh, stab into Rune. Rune's bleeding profusely already. And now you can see these guys fight it as Matt gets failed even, at the same time as Rune gets killed, and Hawkins also falling to Yoshi. So now they respawn and move in. And Rune jumps in very quickly into the battle up against Sirwall here in section 4. Section 3 continues with Winters. Look at this fine melee work here from both these guys. Matt trying to get that opportunistic stab on the inside, but he's in danger of being forced up against the fencing. Oh, they're stabbing to Matt. That should be a problem for him. But we'll have to wait and see. Oh, goodness me. What's going on over here? Oh, somebody just got stabbed. Vetro G versus, oh goodness me, the behemoth that is Colonel Gottfried of the 98th. Fusilier Winters is murdered by Matt over there. And he's waiting for the respawn. 2-0 there, and you can see Sir Wall here continuing to fight. Fine Beardage, look at this. Look at the way they circle around each other like a veritable dozy-do. And a stab into Vetro G from Gottfried and Sir Wall. Sir Wall is felled by Rune. Now, let's see. Waiting is Colonel Gottfried. Or Godfried, I should say. Apologies, Gottfried. Oh, there we go. He turns to get a little bit of distance away so he can get into his fighting man pose and get his game face on. Rune takes down Sir Wall very quickly there. So Rune now waiting for his enemy. Look at that. Matt seems to have killed his enemy there. That was Winters. And there we go. Matt, who has an admin, teleports Winters to himself so they can get on with the battle. Yoshi, there he is, fighting against Hawkins. As Sir Wall falls and Winters falls as well. Matt with another kill onto Winters. Oh, goodness me. Vetro G killed Colonel Gottfried. 1-1 between these two battlers. Fantastic stuff to see. So, Vetro G waiting for his opponent, cheesing it along the grass here, straight in, and look at that. Interesting to see, you can see Gottfried actually backs off a bit of distance before starting the fight. And he takes a little bit of a stab, as it looks like Hawkins. Interesting. Look at these pings as well. I'm going to have to say 133 ping. Oh, Gottfried. What happened there? Oh, heavens. Oh, dear. So, sadly, Gottfried is dead. Yoshi has killed his opponent. And the murdering of Winters continues, courtesy of Matt. And there we go. GG. Matt follows with a suicide. 5-1 in favour of Matt. And here is Rune, continuing his battle with Sir Wall. Look at these guys, fantastic displays of skill from both of these guys. Waiting, you can see Yoshi waiting. And there is Gottfried, he has actually managed to get revenge on his opponent. And now it is tied at 2-2 between Gottfried and his prey. Okay, Yoshi waiting. The battle continues over here between Rune and Sir Wall. Look at these guys fighting it out. Obviously, look at the spread of pings. So Gottfried, oh goodness me, Vetro G and Gottfried, you know that they're probably in the same location or general location as the server. So with a 16 ping and a 31 ping, that's going to help them. Good response from the server in that regard. So obviously, you know, 136 ping, considering that I am across the board, across the pond, I should say, is still pretty good. Now, Gottfried just gets the nicest kill, takes us to 3-2 in favour. And Yoshi is currently leading 3-0 as Rune gets murdered. His opponent, Sir Wall, claims that victory. And we are looking, here we go, look at that. Gottfried again, backing off as soon as his opponent arrives. And then turning to face him. He got his game face on. He's got his mad stab face on. As we're watching Gottfried. Just kind of trying to dance around his opponent. Trying to get in behind him. Rune gets killed and there we go. That's exactly what happened. The dancing around definitely helped in that respect. Stop glancing for the love of God. Oh dear. So, Vetro G going in for the stab. Now, not sure what Yoshi's doing, but let's watch these two guys. Look at this man running backwards. Bit of moonwalking as these two guys continue to face off. Obviously, Colonel Gottfried has the advantage right now. There we go. There's a quick glancing blow. A clash of bayonets. Oh, another one. He goes in, tries to go in for that all-important stab on the inside of his opponent. As you can see, it's basically a case of those blocks. You can see they're pretty much going in for a high attack, a middle block. Maybe in a low block, and he gets a stab onto his opponent. Gottfried gets a stab onto Vetro G. And now you can see here, they continue to circle around each other, and there's the stab from Gottfried. 5-2. And here you can see Hawkins fighting against Yoshi. So now the battle continues between these two guys as they continue to circle each other, trying to get in that all-important stab. Now you can see here, Yoshi looks like he's bleeding slightly on the leg. So he's taken a couple of hits. He's going to be at a disadvantage. So it's whether or not his opponent, Hawkins, can actually make the difference and get in for that all-important stab. And another hit there into Yoshi. So Hawkins needs to try and push the advantage that he's got. I do apologise because I'm yawning my head off and it's 3 o'clock in the morning where I am. So, yeah. Oh dear, that's a stab. A stab from Yoshi, and Hawkins trying to push that advantage against Yoshi now. Yoshi currently bleeding like a stuck pig. It's not a good look for him. As Gottfried commits suicide, can't take it anymore. As these guys continue their battle. Now here you can see the murdering continues. As Yoshi and Hawkins locked. Oh, look at that. Backed him up against the wall. Or the fence, I should say. And stabbed Yoshi in the belly. And Rune and Sir will continue their battle right now. This is very close. Oh, look at that. A very close stab. As 5-4 in favour of Sir Will. Very, very close. And GG's for both guys. So now it's Yoshi and it's Hawkins up against each other. Hawk and Yoshi is on pause. Okay. So, currently on pause right now, so they just got to wait to see what happens. Okay, 2-minute countdown or forfeit. So, yeah, basically I think it's a case of may have been dragging it out a little bit under the circumstances. But we'll have to wait and see how that turns out, obviously, because time is limited. My ability to sleep again is also limited, considering we are looking at 3:30 in the morning. So this does bring back old memories of working for TSM back in the 2000s. So, pretty mad. So, up late, listening to Pub Nights Open Bar at 2 o'clock in the morning. It used to come on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I remember it well. Literally listen to that from 2 a.m. till 6 or 8 o'clock in the morning, my time, and then grab a bacon roll or a sausage roll on the way home and then sleep for several hours to try and regain my sleep pattern. But these are the kind of things you can do when you're younger. I mean, this was obviously back in 2000, about 2000, 2001. So it's quite some time ago, obviously. Wow, 18 years. Oh, Jesus Christ, 18 years ago. Wow, that's kind of depressing. Okay. Anyway, good memories. Lots of friends made from working at TSN. Plenty of Americans, lots of Canadians, and a bunch of others, all among them. And so I even went over to the University of Virginia in 2001, I think it was, about July. Went over there for a Tribes 2 LAN, and that was great fun, meeting loads of guys that I'd never met before but had talked to quite a lot. And that's one of the things that happens a lot on the internet is people always talk to a certain degree, a very dismissive way that gaming can be a very antisocial experience, which is something that I've not always found to be the case. Because, for example, you know, these could be people that you talk to on a regular basis. You talk to them probably more than you talk to your own family, and yet when you meet them, they're exactly the same as they are on comms. And so, you know, you've talked to them about a lot of things, you know, you may have confided certain things in them, and so from your point of view, it's just it's a different type of social interaction. It doesn't necessarily have to be face to face for it to be meaningful. So, you know, that's one of the things you see. And now, obviously, there are people out there who are completely different when it comes to what they're like on the internet and what they're like in real life. Obviously, you know, there is a certain amount of, some people will have social anxiety, so it's difficult for them to feel sociable when it comes to real life. Yet on the internet, there is a barrier between them, and you can feel comfortable in your own place, and you don't have to worry about these kind of things. So it's it's just, you know, it's just a different way of doing things. You know, it doesn't make it any less good. It's just different. So yeah, we're just waiting for something going on here between Hawkins and his opponent, and it seems to be on pause. Not sure why. As I'm continuing to yawn, I do apologise for hearing the yawning, but we'll have to wait and see. As depending on how long this goes on, there may be a case of I'm not actually going to go to sleep. I might just, well, okay. So, let's see, is this what's going on now? What is going on here? Is he having a seizure or something? Okay, interesting. Right, well, right, let's see. So Yoshi, look at these two guys, very close pings. So Hawkins, ping spikes, okay. Let's see. Interesting. Oh dear. So it seems to be a bit of controversy going on here with respect to maybe ping spiking, and it's about broadcasting the game so they can confirm that there's no kind of nefarious goings on. So we are still in the middle of the NA Duel tournament. So broadcast button doesn't work. So we're just waiting. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful name, Fart Knocker. So yeah, apparently it's a bit of a cheating problem, according to that suspicion with respect to the admins. So we'll have to wait and see. Wow. So apparently Matt and Hawkins are disqualified for the duel tournament. And there's a bit of a punch-up going on in the centre, as per the standard. There's Spartan. And who's he having a punch-up with? It's Seawater. I love the fact you can have punch-ups like this in Napoleonic Wars. It does always make me laugh to watch. So let's watch a punch-up, shall we? I'd love to see dual tournament of this type of battle. Look at these two guys going ham on each other. Completely ridiculous. I love it. Oh, there we go. And, whoops. Okay. So, all swapped to spectator. So, God versus Yoshi in section 1. Let's see. As you can see, a few bodies here and there. There's Gottfried. Winters versus Wall in section A2 here. Down in section A3. You can see what's going on here. Hello. Oh no, Yoshi's committed suicide already. There we go. So the map's been reset. We've cleaned, the maid has been in, the bodies have been cleaned away, and now we're in a position to have a good battle. First to 7 for the semi-finals. So, look at these fellows. Yoshi and Gottfried. Wow, that's going to be a battle and a half. And these two boys, Winters and Sirwall. Look at these two guys waiting. There we go, they're underway. And look at this, here we go. Good lucks and have funs. Oh, Winters. And that's a nice gesture between the two players there. Fantastic to see. Good luck and have fun between both of the players. Now, Winters literally jumped on almost immediately. Sirwall backs off slightly. Let's watch Gottfried and Yoshi as Sirwall gets taken down by Winters very quickly indeed. Obviously a previous injury. Oh, look at that. Gottfried gets stabbed slightly. And Yoshi gets return stabbed. Oh, that's brutal, but look how close these guys are. And they're looking down on the floor to try and get a stab on the inside, and Gottfried gets the kill. Onto Yoshi, 1-0 in favour of Gottfried. We move over to Sirwall and Winters as these two guys fighting it out. Look at this, fine blocking and parrying, fantastic stuff. As Winters gets stabbed by Sirwall. As over here, there we go, Gottfried now backs off, look at that. Good to see. Yoshi now trying to push the advantage onto Gottfried. And you can see him as he is trying to defend from the attacks as the murdering goes in as, oh, Gottfried with a fine kill into Yoshi, stabs him, dives on the inside of him. Stabs him right in the chest and fells him at the same time as Winters falls to Sirwall. So Sirwall doing quite well so far. Look at this. Colonel Gottfried, his bayonet, slick with the blood of his enemy. Winters says, I can't wait to lose to Gottfried. Oh dear, Winters, he can't wait to lose in general. Poor Winters. As Gottfried obviously is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to melee. Look at this, Private Yoshi going in. He's trying to get on the inside of Gottfried and he gets a stab on him. Oh, that's a close moment there as far as you're concerned. And down goes poor Winters over there against Sirwall. As these two guys here continue to fight it out as best they can. Look at these guys. Gottfried looking down to try and see if he can get an opportunistic stab on his opponent. And 5-4. Oh, look at that. Yoshi. Oh, what a fine stab into Gottfried. Gottfried is felled. Respawns and moves up. We move over to see Sirwall and Winters. So Winters, Fusilier obviously. And the Sirwall looking to get in that all-important stab. Oh, look at that. He gets a stab into Sirwall. It's going to be an opportunity for Winters to maybe push home that advantage. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out for him as we continue to watch these two guys duel it out. But we've got to keep an eye on them as we move over to Gottfried and, of course, Yoshi, who are locked in combat. As Serwall gets killed by Winters, 2-4 in favour of Serwall. So Winters starting a little bit of a recovery there. Can he get the rounds back to 4-4? That's going to be interesting to see. Meanwhile, Gottfried and Yoshi basically nose to nose right now. The only thing in between them is 17 inches. Yeah, take that however you want. But now, let's just wait and see. Oh, look at that. Serwall takes down Winters, and that could be it for Winters. That may have been the... oh, no, it's 7, isn't it? It's 7 for the finals and semi-finals type stuff. So there's still stuff to go. So Gottfried continuing to circle his opponent as the stabbing continues. The bloodletting and all that kind of stabby goodness. There's Gottfried. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. You can see how these two guys circle each other. Look at the way they basically trying to circle around each other to get the advantage in positioning. Round down by the side there, you can see trying to sneak in by the side of Gottfried to try and get that side stab as poor Winters is felled again. So watch this as these two guys fight it out. Yoshi, you can see there we go. Gottfried's got to be very careful about showing his back to the enemy because that will be an opportunistic side stab coming in from Yoshi. And Yoshi, you can see, still trying to sneak around the side. And literally, as far as Gottfried's concerned, he's literally trying to parry him away, trying to keep him away from those side stabs because that could be the all-important side stab, potential instant kill that Yoshi would be looking for. And down goes Serwall, killed by Winters. Oh, look at that. Yoshi again, so that's 6-3, or 3-6, I should say, Winters said. So essentially, Serwall has got one more kill to get in order to progress to the next level of the competition. So, Yoshi waiting as, of course, the commanding officer of the 98th returns for the battle. And look at that, backs off far enough, gets his game face on, his dual face. And down goes Winters, killed by Serwall. That may have been it. Yes, there you go, 7-3. Serwall wins that one. GG against Winters. As Winters, unfortunately, sadly commits suicide as Yoshi gets killed by Gottfried, who's now basically pacing the battle area like a caged potato. So, let's see. As now, there we go. He backs off, goes to say hello, then backs off as Yoshi and Gottfried fight it out. It's very close between these two players, and he's got to be careful. Gottfried's in danger of being forced up against the fence. That could be a dangerous situation for him, but he's staying there with the blocking. You can see him putting out that preemptive block. Oh, fine parry there. They're coming in from Gottfried as Yoshi's trying to get that all-important stab, but you can also now see as these guys are moving around, there's a stab into Gottfried by the looks of it there. Yoshi trying to get that all-important stab in round the sides as he's done to Gottfried on a couple of occasions. There we go, but look at that return. Oh, as Yoshi went round the side for a quick side stab, a reach around grab. Gottfried turned and punished him with 17 inches in the face, otherwise known as a bayonet. And my throat is starting to dry out because I'm talking an awful lot. Now, this is the advantage, I suppose, of doing it as a recording. Means you can pause it and all that kind of stuff. But when you're talking constantly for a long period of time, it can dry your throat out pretty bad. So, Hoots, Mong, Jings, Crivens, and a fine stab by Gottfried into Yoshi. Yoshi's going to be bleeding, but no, he returns the favour into Gottfried. Wow. Now, what is the score between these two guys? I'm not seeing any mention in chat as to the score. Interesting. It must be very, very close. As here they go, fighting it out. $10 on Yoshi. Oh, look at this. This is dangerous for Godfrey, but then he returns with a stab into Yoshi. They're now both bleeding pretty badly. Fantastic stuff going on here from both these players. As now you can see Yoshi and Godfrey going toe-to-toe. Right now you can see Godfrey maybe playing a little bit more defensively. Yoshi being quite aggressive with the movements and the side round, the reach arounds that he's offering him. I suppose we could call it that under the circumstances, but it has connotations we'd rather not think about. So let's just see. So here we go, Yoshi getting in there, and look at that. Yoshi's pushing Godfrey, but Godfrey returns with a fine stab into Yoshi. Wow. Fantastic stuff. Look at that. Bloodied but not bowed. Mr. Godfrey, and his opponent returns. And there we go. Look at that, the way he goes up to him, backs off, and then begins the battle. So, let's see how this goes, because just making sure that everything is fine in the chat and in the stream. So you can now see here as Godfrey is in danger of being pushed up against the fence, and look at these two guys. They continue to circle around each other. Yoshi's looking for that all-important side stab that's going to give him the slight advantage and a bit of damage onto his opponent. So we just have to wait and see if he manages to get in and do that. You can see him trying to go in for a low stab to try and hit those ankles, at least do a little bit of damage and put a bit of a bleed onto his opponent. But it may not be the case. As you can see, that Godfrey is essentially trying to keep those blocks, trying to predict where those attacks are coming in from. And look at that, a stab and a turn and a stab into Yoshi. Godfrey with a great response there into his opponent. And I think we might be over very soon with respect to this battle, as they're not actually telling what the scores are. So, there we go. It is first to 7. As asked by Boom Diggity 102. What a great name, by the way. But speaking of great, let's watch some great melee between these two fantastic Napoleonic Wars players. Great display of melee skill between them both. Yoshi and, of course, the commanding orifice that is Godfrey. Yes, no orifice aiming on this game. So now you can see Yoshi. Definitely, I would say the more aggressive of the two players. It's interesting to see that Yoshi kind of pushing him, Godfrey sort of backing off, being a little bit more defensive, but looking for that all-important opportunistic stab that means he can dive in on his opponent and get the stab like that. Wow. 7-3 in favor of Godfrey versus Yoshi. Wow. Blimey. Crikey, oh blimey, boys and girls. That was pretty mad, I have to say. So, what happens next, we ask ourselves. So, we're going to be obviously bringing you up with the next aspect of the battles. And we are just going to quickly cut to the screen a la splash. There we go, while I pause for some liquid libations, and we shall just check to see what's next. Right, well, we are just, there we go, finals, first to 7. It will be God versus Wall. And so there we go, that'll be Godfrey. And let's see. It's Sir Wall. So, guys getting ready to go, as you can see. There's Godfrey, commanding officer of the 98th. And they're getting themselves ready. So, let's turn off the overlay and watch them have a punch-up. Here we go, it's Sir Wall and Gottfried. Good lucks and have fun from Gottfried there. And Serwall literally straight in for the attack. Oh, stab onto Gottfried already. Now, let's just see the combination in pings. Very, very close. Literally no more than 10 milliseconds difference in ping. The melee speed, obviously, in this server is set to fast. Now, look at that. A fine stab return there into Gottfried. Or by Gottfried. And look at that. The stab on the inside of Serwall. Wow. 1-0. Here comes Serwall running over to section number 1, which by the looks of it seems to be the largest section, aside from 20 over here. So let's watch them as they circle around each other. Look at this. You can see them each trying to vie for that very important side stab to get in there. Oh, that was very close. Serwall was in danger of being stabbed in the side. That could have been an advantage as far as his opponent was concerned. Look how close they are getting to each other as they continue the battle. You've got to be very careful, because if you make a sudden move to do a long distance stab, as Gottfried takes down Serwall again. If you try and overreach to get that all-important stab at the right moment, or the wrong moment basically, then essentially it's a case of your opponent can duck underneath that attack, stab you straight in the chest, and you are dead. So 2-0 in favour of Gottfried, and it is obviously 1st to 7. And we're just watching these two guys face off against each other. Scotsman versus Englishman. A battle of the ages. Oh, Serwall downed. And apparently Winters and Yoshi have to do a 3rd place battle. After this, probably when they're going to do it. So, because everyone's going to be focused on this fight right here. Oh, in he comes. There we go. Gottfried backs off again. And the fight continues. Right now, Gottfried has the advantage against Serwall. So Serwall is currently fighting to get a round on the board. This is good stuff indeed that we're seeing between these two players. So Serwall's got to be very careful. Look how close into him. Oh, look how close into him that Gottfried gets. Gets in up close and personal, so it's difficult to know his movements. And then reaches in for that all-important reach around, stab and grab, and then poke him in the face with a 17-incher. So, who doesn't want a hard 17-incher in the face at this time of night? Anyway, let's just wait and see and find out how things go. Hey, Chad. It's an investigation because Hawkins is believed to be another player in the tournament, a.k.a. Matt. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, well, that explains that one. Thank you very much for the information. Bit naughty. So, Colonel Gottfried now fighting against his opponent. And thank you for the update there. Stick of... Oh, my goodness. Hick. Oh, my goodness. You need a less bright username, because that literally nearly gave me flipping diabetes for the eyes. It was so sugary and sharp. But anyway, now we hear, look at the blood that's all over Gottfried. This could be an opportunity here for Serwall to get his first score on the board against his opponent, but he's got to be very careful because of the way that Gottfried has been diving on the inside of him and getting out side stab. And look at that, a fine block there by Serwall as he tried to go in there, and then literally saw Gottfried going for that opportunistic side stab. Oh, fantastic stuff to see here. Oh, there we go. There's the side stab into Gottfried. That was the advantage that he was looking for. 4-1 in favour of God. That is Gottfried, not him up there. If that's what you believe in, then I'm happy for you. However, Serwall and Gottfried, the only things they believe in is bayonets and melee skills and Napoleonic wars and mountain blade. Yes, it's all about the poke. It's all about the poke. Who doesn't enjoy a good poke? Especially at 9 o'clock in the evening. So, now it's not looking good for Serwall. He's currently bleeding quite profusely from a couple of opportunistic stabs. And speaking of an opportunistic stab, there was one from Gottfried. 5-1 in favour of Gottfried. So, obviously it's 1st to 7, boys and girls. 1st to 7. And now you can see here Serwal going in, and he's got to be careful. It could be a case of, is he going to try and keep Godfried at a distance from him? Because Godfried's getting in there and doing some nasty damage to him. And obviously gets in very up close and personal. And there's the stab into Serwal already. As these two guys, blocking in. Look at that, a bit of a manoeuvre there coming in from Serwal. But Serwal's damaged. Godfried has the advantage right now. And another stab into Serwal as well. So this could be one more hit into Serwal, and it could all be over for him in that regard. So we'll just have to wait and see. Godfried's going to try and push the advantage. Now, you'll notice also, Godfried tends to play a little bit more defensively before the first stab comes in. Once he gets a couple of stabs on the board, if he hasn't killed his opponent, gets a little bit more aggressive. Because he knows he has an advantage that he can push. So, 6-1 in favour of Godfried. Fantastic stuff. Look at this. There we go. They turn and fight. We follow Godfried. As Serwal continues to fight and battle it out as best he can. And there's Yoshi Yellow's in there as well. Hello, Yoshi. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Look at these two guys. Oh, down goes Serwal. 7-1. Godfried taking down Serwal. 7-1. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, is this man currently wearing a kilt. It is Godfried. He is the number one. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to this behemoth of melee. And so, for third place, we will have Yoshi and Winters in A1. Now, whether or not they're going to reset the map to get rid of the bodies, because it's a little bit on the messy side. So there's Godfried. There's Boom Diggity 102. What a great name. And there we go. Looks like they've just swapped everyone to spectators. Going in for a quick reset to clean up the place. And all the rest of it. So, all very good. All very good. So, there we go. The Canadian has cleaned the map. Because Canadians are just so polite, aren't they? So, and this is a jolly Canadian, so not only is he happy, he's polite as well. I mean, you know, it's the dearth of riches as far as we're concerned. So, we're just waiting for the, basically the third position battle to commence here in section A1, which is where we are right now. In case you're wondering, it's given away by the large 1 nearby. So, it's been a pleasure to stream it. I don't often stream Napoleonic Wars, especially if it's like line battles, because people have a tendency to stream snipe. And I'd much rather that people tend to enjoy the battle than other reasons, like them basically ruin it for each other because they want to essentially, win at any cost. Now, obviously, with respect to dueling, it's all over a lot quicker. Well, sometimes it's over a lot quicker. The battle between Godfried and Anthony went on for quite some time. It was very close between those two guys. That was seriously impressive stuff, I have to say. Fighting between those two guys. Both commanding officers of regiments as well. Fantastic to see. And obviously breaking the Napoleonic War standard for commanding officers in Napoleonic Wars to be essentially catchers of cannonballs and bullets, and basically having a standard survivability of about 2.5 minutes. So, right, well, we are waiting what is the third place final. Or, yeah, I suppose it is the lower bracket final, I suppose you could say. That's how they used to do it in CPL days, and that's how they do it in Counter-Strike and all that kind of stuff. So, just trying to get confirmation for those final people on. And then we should be able to call it there. And I will be able to go back to bed. I literally, as soon as I got in from work this evening, first thing I did, put down my backpack and went straight to bed. And you know, woke up and then started doing the cast. So basically means I will return to sleep again. And hopefully my sleep pattern will not be too screwed up as I have recording to do tomorrow. So, here we go. Here's Yoshi. And here is Fusilier Winters. Oh, goodness, he went in for a poke right at the start. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Winters and Yoshi for third place. Here you can see now the battle between these two guys. A little bit of limbering up and all the rest of it, and my throat's drying out yet again. Drinking water from a 3-pinter beer stein. Look at this. Oh, fine stab by Yoshi into Winters. So, let's see. And here, Yoshi waits for his opponent. Here we go. And jumps on him as soon as he arrives back into the area. Now, obviously, you're not going to get a mid-section heal or mid-round heal. So in that regard, it's an advantage you might be able to press home against your opponent if they've been stabbed in the previous round. Oh, and Yoshi stabbed by Winters in the bottom. Oh, that's just brutal. 1-1 right there. That was just brutal. Had his back turned and basically took a 17-incher to the bum. Not good. Definitely puts a crimp on your day and, you know, makes your social life a little bit less exciting. So here we go. As now you can see Yoshi back in it and up against Winters. As Winters trying to get that all-important reach around, so to speak, the turnaround. As you watch these guys circling around each other. And there we go. There's a stab and a return stab by his opponent as well. As these two guys doing a fantastic job of diving around each other to get that side stab. And there we go. Yoshi with the all-important side stab into his opponent. Now, obviously, that means that Yoshi is damaged slightly at the moment. And is whether or not his opponent, Winters, will be able to push that advantage. So, let's just wait and see. So yeah, Nick 80 Hockey. Yes, Nick 80 Hockey. Please change your Twitch name so it can be seen by people with eyes that actually work. So Winters now going in. You can see here. It's difficult to say really who's been the more aggressive. They're both getting up close and personal to each other, and look at that. Yoshi got a stab onto Winters, but Winters dived around on the inside of Yoshi and stabbed him in the side. Took him down, and it's now 2-2. So, close. Very close indeed. As now you can see here, of the NR8, Fusilier Winters up against, also from the NR8, Lieutenant Yoshi. Or I should say Lieutenant Yoshi, not Lieutenant, as that's the English pronunciation. Oh! Stabbed in the chest there, Winters. Absolutely brutalized with that bayonet. Shoved it down to the hilt and twisted it. Absolutely brutal. Now, here he comes again. So, look at that. Look at that. He's on him straight away, but then backs off slightly. So now Yoshi and Winters fighting it very close indeed. Look at that. He's trying to look on the inside to try and get that stab, maybe down by the ankle to see if he can at least do him a little bit of damage. But he's now getting up close and personal as the blocking and the parry. Oh, fine stab there into his opponent. But then his opponent turns round and stabs Winters right in the side. Gets the kill. Wow. Fantastic stuff here in Bay 1. As Seawater and Kucherov having a fight out along with Spartan and Wasty. It's what you got to love about Napoleonic Wars. These guys love to battle. They love to show off their skills. They love to test their skills against other players. And I have to say, melee in this game is probably one of the most skilled things I've ever seen. Based by the fact that I can't bloody do it to save my life. So, look at this. Oh, look at that, a stab into his head. That could be a problem there for Yoshi. He's now bleeding from the forehead. And now he's bleeding even more permanently. A stab has taken him down. 3-4 in favour of Winters. Sorry, in favour of Yoshi against Winters. So it's getting close, and I just need to pause to cough. The cough has been completed, and we move on. Oh, goodness me, there's a Scotsman. Look out, everyone. There's a Scotsman loose. It's Kucherov. So we move back, of course, to the third place final, or the lower bracket final, I suppose we call it. Here is Yoshi. Now, you notice these guys, look at the point of view of the aggressiveness. It's difficult to say, because I would say right now, Yoshi is being a little bit more aggressive than Winters. Now, Winters is trying to play a little bit more defensively, but he's also literally trying to just sneak around the side there to get a side stab onto Yoshi. Now, he could have just done it there, but obviously a block came in from Yoshi that prevented him from doing that. And look at that, a little attempt as he tries to sneak around him. Look at this. Oh, there he goes. Stab into Yoshi. Yoshi then backs off to try and get an important stab. And Winters with a fine kill. 4-4. Fantastic stuff. This is a turnaround as far as Yoshi is concerned. Winters must be very pleased with himself with respect to this, because obviously this is he expected to lose to Winters, I think. It's going to be a turnaround now. Obviously, 3 rounds. It's the first to 7 in this third place final, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with respect to this. Oh, what's going on here? Is Yoshi getting stage fright? Oh, no, there we go. He's back in. Had to pause briefly, probably for some mead. So, let's see. As now you can see, here is Yoshi. Oh, heavens. Yoshi. Wow. Now, that could have been due to the fact that Winters had taken some damage from recent battles, of which he had won a couple of rounds. So that could be the reason why a sudden poke in the eye with a sharp stick took him down so quickly. However, Winters returns and dives straight back into the fight as these two guys continue to challenge each other for dominance. Oh, a stab into Yoshi there, coming in from Winters. That's going to be an opportunistic one for him. Now, question is whether or not Yoshi can turn it around against Winters and actually... Oh, heavens above. That's exactly what he can do. A fine stab by Yoshi into his opponent. And look at her. Doesn't she look lovely? Most buxom young lady. So, as you can see, bit of nervous energy. Oh, fantastic. Here we go. It's back. Winters returns. Fusilier Winters now moving in for an attempted kill, a stab and a grab, and a quick reach around, and he gets a reach around into Yoshi. Yoshi could be in a little bit of trouble here, then starts defensive blocking against his opponent. Winters is trying to push the advantage, trying to get him into the corner, and stabs him in the side. Oh, lovely stuff going in there from Winters into Yoshi. Now, let's see if they actually give us what the score is between these two guys. 5-6. Oh, could this be the opportunity for Winters to pull it back equal against Yoshi? And then it's literally down to a single round. Now, obviously, Yoshi proven himself to be very, very capable. Winters has it all to do. And let's just wait and see, because all Winters needs is an opportunistic moment. A grab inside to stab us on the side. And literally could be turning it into a tied game between these two players. There we go. Very important stab, and that's exactly what's happened. Holy crapola. 6-6 between Winters and Yoshi. Oh my goodness. I'm actually briefly speechless. That's just amazing. Absolutely incredible. And here we go, because this could be Winters' chance to take third place. Or it could be Yoshi's chance to take third place. And in they dive almost immediately. Here it is, the last round between these two players, and let's just see who gets the advantage as the fantastic fight between these two guys. And it looks like took a bit of a hit there as Yoshi's trying to push the advantage, but he turns around and Winter to get the kill. Wow, 7-6 in favour of Winters. Yoshi failed at the last moment. Winters gets third place. And Yoshi, good damn, what a fight. What a fight between Yoshi and Winters there. Absolutely incredible. Winters saying, if I'm going to be honest, he got lucky. Well, that's all part of gaming. Part luck, part skill. That's what it's all about. So, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that might be it. Aside from just the random murdering that's occurring here. So, I will just double check with my facts just to make sure that that is the case. And there we go, just double checking on Steam just to make sure that we are completed. As that could be it as far as we're concerned. So, I mean, wow, what a fantastic event, obviously. My thanks going to everybody out there, the admins, obviously, all their hard work and having to basically herd loads of Napoleonic War players onto servers, which, let's face it, is like herding cats. And thank you to Jolly Canadian for doing the admin and the purple chat and all the rest of it and all that kind of funky good stuff. And, of course, thank you to the North American community of Napoleonic Wars. Not completely dead yet, but obviously it's a game that's been out for so long. I definitely hope that there will be a mod out for Bannerlord when it comes out for Napoleonic Wars, and that will go to reinvigorate a community that has been around for so long and so much passion and love for a game that you're still willing to duel, you know, have competitions like this so many years after the game has been out. So what can I say, ladies and gentlemen? All I'm going to say really is just keep it quick and just say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I will get this up on YouTube as well, so you guys can enjoy it at your personal leisure if you weren't able to catch the stream. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary. Obviously, all comments are welcome, all feedback, all that kind of stuff. Loved it. And, of course, thank you to Anthony for inviting me and asking me to come along. And I am now going to go back to bed. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you greatly appreciate it. Obviously, feel free to follow the channel if you want to see more streaming. I don't tend to stream Napoleonic Wars so much. That much. It tends to be recorded. But, you know, I mean, you play all sorts of other games as well. So anyway, thank you so much. And we shall see you again for more very soon. Take care, everyone. Cheery byes.